Greetings, everyone. My name is Doc Hatfield. I'm Preacher Man Piper on here. And I wanted to come on here and do my first video and introduce myself to you. I will get this out of the way. My great-grandfather was Devil Anse Hatfield. So now you know where I come from. And I wanted to tell everyone that I so appreciate all of your videos on YouTube. And I appreciate all that you do, how you help so many people and teach so many people. It's just amazing how you do on here. And so I just wanted to say thank you for that. I have tried to support you every way I could. And I believe that it's important for us that watch your videos and see the entertainment and see the instructions and see the help that you give. And I believe it's important to help support you by subscribing to your channels, because I know that helps you and that helps you with YouTube as well. The reason that I'm on today is because today's my birthday. I'm older than Methuselah. Had somebody say, no, Methuselah was over 900 years old. I said, well, I'm just a little bit older than that. And today I wanted to start doing videos and telling you a little bit about me, telling you a little bit about my life, and sharing with you the things about me and about my smoking a pipe. First of all, I've been smoking a pipe now about 57 years. And that makes you old right there alone. And so I've never smoked a cigarette. I've smoked a few good cigars, but now I've never smoked a cigarette. And I smoked a pipe, and whenever I got my first pipe, I wasn't looking for it. And so we'll get that out of the way real quick. I was raised up with an ulcerated mouth. Ulcers would cover my tongue. Ulcers would cover the inside of my mouth. They'll cover my tongue, cover the inside of my lips. The ulcers would come and they'd last for about 6 weeks. Then they'd go away, and then about 3 or 4 months later, they'd come back again. That happened over and over and over and over all of my life. Had doctors try to help me in every way they could. They tried to give me everything under the sun. They would tell me, well, you got too much acid in your body. We'll get rid of that. I said, then later they'd tell me, well, you don't have enough acid in your body. We've got to give you more. They tried everything under the sun, but there was nothing that they could do to get rid of the ulcers in my mouth. They couldn't understand what caused them. So let's fast forward till I get into the service. I went in the army, went to Germany. One day I was walking up the hill in Germany, and while I was walking up this hill, there was a little store up there, and it was like a convenience store, but it was a lot cuter looking. And so I walked in there. I had a mouthful of ulcers. I couldn't talk. I couldn't drink. Couldn't eat. And so I went in there and I wrote on a piece of paper. I said, do you have any colas? He said, yes. And so he went and got a cola. He come back and he set it down. He said, sir, can you just not talk? And I said, no, sir, I have ulcers. He said, sir, may I ask you, do you have ulcers down your throat and all around in your mouth and over your tongue and covering your lips? And I nodded yes. He said, could I help you with that? If I could show you something that would help you with that, would you want it? I said, sir, I'd take anything if I could get rid of these and never have them again. He said, well, here's a Wall Street Journal. Take that cola and go out there and sit on that bench underneath the tree. And I'll be out there in a few minutes. Well, he come out there in a few minutes and he gave me a pipe. He said, I'd like for you to smoke this pipe. I said, sir, I don't smoke. I said, I'm a preacher. I'm an evangelist. And I said, we're not allowed to smoke. He said, well, that's in the United States, isn't it? I said, yes, sir. He said, well, you're over here. Nobody would know it. Try it and see if it won't help you. Just smoke this one pipe and then tell me how you feel. So I smoked that pipe. When I got done, I didn't have hardly any pain. He come back out there with 2 more pipes, and he said, here, smoke this pipe, and then tell me how you feel. Well, by the time I finished that pipe, I didn't have any pain at all in my mouth. Still had the ulcers, didn't have no pain. And he come back out, and he said, I want to give this to you. And he had a sack. He said, there's a pound of tobacco, there's lighters, there's matches. And he said, I want you to keep that pipe tool. And he said, I want you to take these. And I said, he said, I tell you, I believe that your ulcers will go in a few days if you'll continue smoking the pipe. And I said, well, sir, I said, let me pay you for these. He said, no, sir, no, sir. He said, my brother committed suicide over these ulcers. And I promised if I ever found a solution, I would help him. He said, and I found the solution. And I said, if I ever meet another person, I'm going to do all I can to help him. I found you. Let me help you. So I took the pipes, went back, and within 3 days, the ulcers were gone. I found that if I smoke a pipe, I never have ulcers again. I was thrilled beyond all measure. Now, you can fast forward till the time that I went home. I called my dad. My dad was a pastor of a church, and I called him and said, I'm in Dallas. Would you come to the airport and pick me up? He come in the airport. I forgot about it, and I was smoking a pipe, and he went walking through. He looked at me, and he nodded at me and kept going, and I got up, turned around, put my pipe in my pocket, and I said, hey, it's me. And he turned around and looked at me, and he said, I didn't notice you sitting there. Come on, let's go. We got out, we got in his car. He said, hit that little button right there on that door, and I hit it, and the wing window went down. He said, isn't that the neatest thing you ever seen in your life? And I said, yeah. He said, now pull that pipe out and light it. I said, whoa, wait a minute now. I said, I'm not going to do that. So while we were driving home, I was telling him why I started smoking a pipe. I said, now the man told me directly, don't ever smoke cigarettes. They won't do nothing for you. They won't help you. They'll not get rid of those ulcers. They'll not get rid of the pain. Smoke a pipe or a good tobacco cigar. And he said, you'll never have those ulcers again. I said, so I've never had them. So that's the reason that I smoke a pipe even to this day. And I'll smoke the pipe until I die, I guess. By the way, this is a Lorenzo. This is the only pipe I have left that he gave me back in Germany. But I sure like to smoke it every now and then. And I thought, well, my first video on here, I ought to just smoke my pipe that I'm going to talk about. So, that's the reason I smoke a pipe. Now, let me just tell you, I cannot come on here and help you people with critiquing tobaccos. One tobacco is the same as another for me. Want to know why? This don't work. I can't smell nothing. Can't smell a blooming thing. And because I can't smell, I can't taste. Now, who would have thought that a man who can't smell and can't taste becomes a chef. But I did, and I do. Everybody loves my cooking. But I don't smoke the pipe because of the tobacco, and I don't smoke the pipe because of the pipe. I smoke the pipe because I don't want these ulcers ever to come again. And I lay it down every year. I lay it down for, I don't know, a week, maybe 2 weeks at the most. And then when the ulcer starts to come back, I pick it up again, and we don't visit that again until the next year. Keep thinking maybe they'll finally, out of old age, quit, but they don't. They're still there. They'll always be there. Why? Nobody knows, but just learn to live with it. But I love to smoke a pipe, and I love to share it with people. To this date, as far as I can count, I have helped 1,504 people get completely off of cigarettes onto a pipe. Now, I will just tell you one more thing, and then I'm going to close for this time. When we moved here to where we live now, I went to a doctor. This was back in 2000. And when I went to the doctor and they filled out their questionnaire, they said, do you smoke? I said, I smoke a pipe. I put that on there. They did all kind of tests on me, did on MRIs, they did every kind of x-ray, they did everything under the sun. Went back to see the doctor, and the doctor said to me, why did you put on there that you smoke whenever you don't? I said, what do you mean? He said, your lungs does not show that you smoke a cigarette. I said, because I don't smoke a cigarette. I smoke a pipe. When he learned about the difference between a cigarette and a pipe, now when you go in, he says on his thing, do you smoke cigarettes? And if they say yes, then he goes on about smoking. If they say no, then he don't say nothing. So, that's a little tidbit. And I'm going to leave you with that. I'm not used to these videos. I'm used to preaching. I'm used to just getting up and just preaching and railing and going on and telling about the love of God. But if I'm not preaching, I'm at a loss. So I hope that this video don't run you off. I want to say, first of all, thank all of you who subscribe to my channel. I told my wife the other day, I said, I got over 100 subscribers and I ain't never been on the YouTube. I said, I got to get on there. I said, they'll wonder what in the world's going on with that guy. But I want you to know I appreciate every one of you. Now, you're supposed to do a gall that all of you do all the time. And so I'm going to do one, and I'll tell you when, and tell you what you got to do to enter it. And I have over 300 pipes. I've had over 2,000 in my lifetime. I've smoked them, then I'd sell them, and I'd smoke them, then I'd sell them, and I'd smoke them, and I'd sell them. And so when I smoke a pipe, like this pipe, for instance, before I get around to it, it's been about 3 to 4 months because I just keep going through the pipes. I only smoke one time. I don't smoke it all day long. I smoke all day long, but I don't smoke one pipe all day long. I have racks. I pull a rack out and set it here on my table, and then when I get through with that rack, I'll take it back, get another one, bring it out, start on it. And that's the way that I do it. So listen to me. Listen to me for just a minute. I pray that the good Lord will bless you. I pray that the good Lord will watch over you, will protect you. I pray that the good Lord will supply every need take care of every circumstance in your life. And I want you to know that I thank the world of every one of you. And I thank you so much for listening today. I hope you come back. Until then, I bid you adieu.